Hello, and I'm ClockworkCartoon, full-time villain, part-time streamer, and it's been a while, hasn't it? Well, I say a while, I missed like one day. But hello, Link, welcome in. Yes, today is gonna be- wait, shoot, just realized I had my desktop muted for some reason. There we go. Mic is still reacting. Okay, we're good. But yes, where to really start? The announcements! I know usually on Wednesdays we do a community voted game, but I'm sorry, I just can't really play Yu-Gi-Oh! Today. Midterms have been exhausting, unfortunately, and I have a meeting in a few hours, so I wouldn't be able to dedicate all of my time and focus to dueling you guys in Yu-Gi-Oh! And to top it all off, it's unfortunately mid-spring, which means bright sunny days and flowers constantly spewing up pollen. God, I hate spring. Well, I hate mid-spring. I actually quite like early spring, because that's when you get all the rain and the cloudy days. That I'm fine with. The problem is, immediately afterwards, you get like all that pollen getting kicked up from the flowers. God, I hate them. So give me a nice cloudy and cold day any day. Happy. Anyways, but how is everyone doing? Hope you are all doing well, and again, sorry for not being able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Today. But I guess that begs the question, what is planned today? Simple. Well, behold folks, if I am clicking the right one. Welcome to Ink. I just realized where the chat is positioned. Shit. Okay, hold on. I did not think this far ahead. No, wait, shoot. Damn it. Huh. Like, hold on, I need, like, I can't edit it in... Let me go to stream elements. And then there's a great way to start. But while I'm trying to fix chat here... dashboard... What exactly is this? This is Ink, a programming language designed specifically to make story games, or choose your own adventure games. Where are my... oh, excuse me. Overlays, here we go. Okay. Copy. Gonna have to... Hold on. God, I hate spring. Okay, that's going to be largely untested, but hopefully fine. Thank you. Thank you, Warcraft, and hello, Warcraft. Copy over play URL. A chat. Discord, Firefox Handler, Twitch chat. Okay, I'm going to quit. You guys are going to disappear for a bit. Hold on. Back. Wait, why can't I just duplicate as is? Okay, copy, paste. Where's Twitch chat? Okay, rename to right. Then properties, go to copy this link. Oh, god damn it. I forgot how. Copy, okay. Wait, what the? Did it change both of them? That's supposed to... The fuck? Okay, why the heck would the copy duplicate itself? I created a copy so it wouldn't change the original. What the fuck, OBS? I did not... That's just stupid. Why would you function like that? Did you even work? I need to check if you worked. Okay, hold on. Okay, now if it worked correctly, currently, yep. It appears... Okay, now you should appear right above my head. And that also means that, for God's... God damn it. Why? Okay, that is just stupid. If you create a copy of something, you don't want to retroactively change the thing you created a duplicate of. You want the duplicate to remain separate. Why would they have it connected? If that... Does that go for... Right? Okay, if I change it again... Left. Yeah, it changes it. They're connected. I wanted to... Why? Why OBS? Okay, well that is something... Oh god, I'm gonna need to change it every single time I want to move you guys from left to right. Oh boy. Well, point is, it should... This is slightly better now. I'll just have to remember to change it back after the fact. But where was I? Right, this is Ink, a programming language specifically for... Thank you, Warcraft. This is a programming language based on Python, but specifically for designing choose-your-own-adventure games. Think of it like a rudimentary game engine. And as part of my midterms assignment final, basically I'm working in this a lot. I'm working in this, or going to be working in either this program or Twine, which is a different choose-your-own-adventure specific game engine. So... Okay, how do I really explain? Okay. Now granted, I'm more familiar with Twine, as in, well, I've used Twine in the past. And I just realized, oh my god, it's gonna fuck up my... Hold on, does this... I need to test something now. Okay, good, that doesn't do that. Does this do it? Good, doesn't. Where was I? Right. I am all over the place at the moment, but this is going to be a very simple, slow stream as I try and figure out how to work in this program. And you all get to see my wonderful writing ability. Now, granted, I already made everything in a Google Doc beforehand because, well, it's better to write things out and test them out in a Google Doc so you can then copy over the writing into the program rather than having to actually work in the program itself. That way you have like word checkers, Grammarly, autocorrect, etc. Anyways. Okay. And we'll start with... Oh, right, I shouldn't have closed you. To reopen you. Drive. Oh god, I forgot. That... I guess I should also explain what specifically I'm writing. Okay, so... I will be writing... Hey, Astral. Funny you should come over at this point because for an actual class, I am writing... okay, how to explain? I'm writing a story Who here knows about the concept of deep dive or full dive virtual reality? Basically that thing from SAO where it's like basically being completely transported to a whole other world. Take a shot every time. Oh, you hush, Link. Oh god, that's not what I meant to press. God, I need to... Anyways. So, full dive VR. If you die in a game, you die in real... No, not that, but yes, that was the main focal point of SAO. That's not the main focal point of my story. The main focal point of my story is to take the concept of this full dive VR, because how it works in fiction is you basically just get a new body. Yeah, you get all the sensations, you get full movement, you get the full sensory... Yeah, it's basically conscious transfer. Except instead of transferring your conscience into something like a android or another body, you're transporting it into a virtual body as a simulation. And now in SAO, they utilized this in an MMO fashion. Granted, the MMO aspect really didn't come into play that much in SAO. Like, it really just felt like a transported to another world series most of the time. But that's the other thing. So, MMO plus full dive VR. Now, if you've ever played an MMO, especially an MMO with a infinite I have no idea what these are. I have infinite dendrotree. What the hell? Hold on, I'm searching this up now. Yeah, I have no idea. I've never seen this. I've never seen the first one before. Okay, the second one I have seen. Well, partially. I forget where I left off. I'm really bad at finishing anime. Point is, back to concept. If any of you have ever played an MMO before, then you'll, especially an MMO with a very in-depth character customization system, you'll know how eccentric, how eccentric and exaggerated character customization can be. Following me so far? Now, SAO did this thing where it basically said, no, fuck you and your custom character in the first half. I mean, I can get why-ish. Not really, because we don't even know what the heck the main villain quote-unquote plan was. I'm not sure. But okay, I'm getting wrapped up in semantics. Point is, if you're being transferred into another body, into a simulated body, and you have full sensory control, what exactly happens if, say, a guy made a female character? Yeah, you can, and then it just goes from there. Ah, god, fucking allergies. Sorry. So yes, this story, or the story I'm making, is about a full dive, someone playing a full dive VR MMO. Main character is a guy, but plays a female character. Granted, there is a lot I am leaving out, and I mean a lot. But what I'm leaving out isn't important to the matter at hand, and I've been stalling long enough. So, oh crap, I just realized I still... hold on, can I? No, I can't. Okay. Thing is... Oh god. Twitch rules. Right. That is... God damn Twitch rules, you are a constant pain in my ass. Luckily, you can't really... It's much harder to police writing, because what, are you gonna go read through an entire block of tiny text? Actually, that makes... Hold on. For the time being, no one can see a thing, I think. How does this actually look? Oh, I need to, like, actually check. I am so sorry. This is the first time I'm actually trying to do this. Yeah, that looks tiny and blurry enough. Anyways. After all, if you can't see it, they can't call me out on it. Now then. Now I just need to figure out how to actually do this. That's not what I meant to do. I just realized changing expression is going to be impossible because this whole thing is typing. Hey Fox, welcome in, and sorry about Yu-Gi-Oh! It's been a long day. Okay, let's see if I can figure out. One thing I do like about Ink here over Twine is how you can actually see it being updated in real time. Now, in Twine is another game engine designed specifically for... Excuse me. Designed specifically for choose-your-own-adventure story games. Maybe I should really... Hold on, I'm gonna just skip over it for safety reasons. I can add in the content warning another day. That's not. Completely ignore everything that's going on here. No. Plus. Okay, so you would have to go to the choice being. It would be tab choice. That is not what I meant to do, but okay. Plus. Where is it? I am gonna have to. I still need to flip through pages of documentation. God damn it! I just. Okay, so another explanation that I'm starting to realize. My expressions are tied to. My expressions are tied to my numpad, and unfortunately, the arrow key numpads are treated the same as the non-numpad arrow keys. Okay, good to know. So, yeah, there we go. Oh, okay. Oh, right, Fox, you just joined us. This is Ink, Ink is a programming language specifically to design choose-your-own-adventure story games. My current midterms and finals require me to work in Ink or another system called Twine, so I'm trying to kill 2 heroes with 1 laser by just doing the work on stream. Okay, so... And unfortunately, this will also be you guys learning, or me, this stream will also be me learning or trying to learn how the hell to actually use this system, because this is the first time I've worked in this program. And thank you for the hydrate, Astral. And then let's see here. If I have to do... You are the wrong thing. I have so many windows open and that it's kind of difficult. Okay, now let's pull scene. Wait, what the fuck? Okay. No, enter. See? God damn it. I mean, where did it disappear to? Scene 1 intro. Oh, it's a space, isn't it? Yeah, I should have seen 1 intro. Intro. No, equal. There. Equal. An eagle. There. Oh, fuck! I forgot that my... God, hold on, I need to rework the entirety of my fucking YouTube hotkeys. Why? I never thought I'd actually have to use a programming language. But here I am. That is... hold on. Shit. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Let's see here. So now, if I remember correctly, it goes... then... aha! Oh. The other reason why I wanted to do a calmer stream today, unfortunately, I forgot. Right, I forgot I need to actually write something. Unfortunately, allergies have been kicking my ass. Let's see here. I wonder... okay, admittedly, I'm writing all of this in a Google Docs folder. That way I can... ah, crap. That I did not expect. I'm writing all of this in a Google Docs folder. The reason for that is just because it's easier to work in that kind of folder. What if I did this instead? Nope. Okay, so that's how that works. Now you always end up showing the previous thing. I know there was a one to stop that from happening. Shit, what was it? Okay, you know what? I don't think I'm... prepare for my expressions to be all over the place. Because I can't be asked to just constantly make sure my expressions are on point while I'm working with code. God, I really need to get us one of those secondary keyboards. Hold on. Damn. What was it? Was it brackets? I think it was brackets. I keep clicking over. Now, was it brackets? Oh, for... shoot, hold on. God, I forgot how awful it could be to work in this style of language. What? Oh yeah, you just... yes, balls, I am writing an SAO, like... Specifically, I'm taking the idea of being transported to an open world MMO. However, also working with the idea of okay, so no, you're not the thing either. Shit. That's not. Okay, so you do that, then there, and then do copy, paste. That's not what I meant to do. No, wait, shoot, that was the right way! Damn it! Why? Why must this program language do this stupid thing where you can't just... No, I have to go through and retype the whole thing. Because the programming language can't be bothered to... Because the programming language can't be bothered to allow you to type things in between. Finally, God! I use Microsoft Visual Studio Code to write. Oh, here's the thing. Visual Studio works off of C# or C base programming. This, on the other hand, is based on Python. Meaning, I mean, it's more flexible. Well, how to explain? Okay, so there's a difference between C coding and Python style coding. C coding, very specific. You need to outline this is a boolean, this is an integer, and you need to make sure your code is on point. You need those squiggly brackets. You need to make sure all of your lines of code end with a semicolon, or else. And if the smallest little thing is out of place, the code just doesn't work. It breaks. That's C program. Very specific, very precise. Yes, booleans are amazing. Python, on the other hand, it's a lot more... well, not necessarily open, but the computer itself does a lot more of the interpretation. For instance, the biggest difference is Python doesn't have boolean, integer, and string. It just has variable. And then the computer kind of just tries to understand what you're trying to do based off a preset logic. For instance, if you go in Python, if you go variable number equals 0, Python will kind of assume that, okay, this is a 0, it is a number, it is an integer. Meaning you could then use a code like number plus plus to take it from 0 to 1. However, if you instead typed variable, like spelled out, variable number, and then spelled out 0, and then tried that, then it wouldn't work. I mean, that same thing would happen in a C program, except with a C program you'd have to just specify this is an integer or this is a string, or else it wouldn't work. There is a lot more intricacies that I am not going over between the different styles of coding, or the different coding languages, but I feel like I'm already stalling enough. Anyways. So, where was I? Right, second paragraph. Thank God it doesn't carry over. Doesn't carry over indents. Okay. Oh wait, I can use a different system to... Okay, so in the past I'd mostly used a system called... In the past I mainly used a system called Twine, that I've already talked about a bunch of times before, in order to create these kinds of adventures. Now, Twine works... Okay, have any of you seen the difference between what's it called? Sorry, hold on. Allergies are hitting me hard, hold on. Block. Okay, not this exactly, but coding web. What's it called? No. What style of coding? Unreal. No, not the coding language. What do you call the? Oh, that is blocks and connections. Connections called Blueprints Visual Scripting. God, finally. Okay, so no, not C#. Hold on. Actually, why am I not pulling up images? Hold on. God, I wish there was an easier way to do this, but ignore that. That's from a different thing. Okay, we're gonna have to. Hold on. I need to like create a gallery, new folder, go, stream, save. Okay, and then save image. Okay, there we go. Okay, now scroll to gallery. Where the fuck is it? No, I have to go to like desktop folders. I put in other. Why? I'm gonna have to move it now. Okay, this is what Unreal uses, or at least a kind of rough indication of what Unreal uses. And from what I can tell, this is called visual block-based blueprinting, or some combination of that. Basically, code is kept, it's preset in these various blocks that you create. You then draw lines to connect them. Bada bing, bada boom, you've got your coding. Now this is different from the form of coding you're all probably more familiar with. God damn it. Hold on, I need to like shrink it a bunch. This style of coding. That you honestly see a lot more compared to block coding. Now, how I see the difference between Ink and Twine is that Ink is like this, as you can clearly see. Top to bottom, you just start writing down your lines of code. Whereas Twine instead uses something more akin to the block system, where you're drawing where you basically create a map of different blocks, and then create the connections in the blocks themselves. Or at least it's formatted like that. Anyways. Where was I? Right. Need to outline the different options. What were the options? Now I am more, like I was saying earlier, shit, hold on. I've used Twine before, so technically that's the one I'm more familiar with. However, I did want to try using, despite my dislike of coding, I did want to try using this because the formatting just seemed better to me. Because with Twine, I'd have to go through... I remember when I was working in Twine, I'd have to go through all these goddamn... how to explain? Twine creates a shit ton of windows, basically. And it's just so much clutter. So I wanted to try working in this program because less clutter. A lot more scrolling, though. That is, funnily enough, I also did organize my... What the fuck? Bugs. I actually did organize my Google Docs that I'm writing all this on kind of in this linear format. So it works a lot better. Okay. Right, I have to account for all of the underscores. Three. 3. That main underscore 1A. This. Right. Okay, now let's see if this testing. There we go. Oh god damn, I forgot I need to put up brackets around all of it. Oh god, I need to retype everything. There's no, they just couldn't have. Okay, hold on. What if I just play then ah screw you and your weird ass way of handling text. There we go. Now let's try this again. There we go. Wait, why aren't you blue anymore? I don't... Hold on, you should be blue, shouldn't you? Why aren't you blue? Oh, that's why. I mean, odd thing, but still. And I need to make sure I have... The question is, do you work like I expect you to work? That is not what I meant to click. Ooh. Back. Then... Shit. No. Was it? No, it wasn't this. I could have sworn there was a built-in way to go to previous. So return to... Oh, not that return. Not a return. Back. Nope, that's even worse. Seed random, turns, choice count, additional text, cycles, variable text. I should really be looking at the table of contents. Ah, functions. That's gotta be where it is. Nope. Before? Is there like a built-in command section? Ah! I think. Yep. Not sure. I'm looking at it, I don't get it, I'm at low IQ being. Don't worry about it, Fox, it's just programming. I'm not good at programming either, which honestly just makes it more confusing why the hell I'm using this system of all things. Okay, we're gonna have to do this the hard way. By hard way, I mean, no, not really the hard way. Bean underscore 1 underscore row. Why are you throwing an error? Is it because I use lowercase? Hey, don't use uppercase, folks. Never use uppercase in your programming. There we go. Now if I try this again, and look around the room, back, and yes, it works! I.e., okay, so there's a difference between using asterisks and using a plus sign in this program. If you use an asterisk, after you make a selection, that selection is removed from the scene. Meaning if you somehow end up going back to that section, the option will no longer be there. However, you can avoid this by using a plus sign instead of an asterisk. I just need to do the rest of it. Clean up desks. Also, like, simplify it further by not using underscores. Which, no. One. Oh. Oh, if I click. Why are there two cleanup desks? Shit! Well, the first one should be the right one. There we go. Do I need to read the website? There we are. Oh wait, did I... Right, I just need to add... On Heinz... Right, I... You're all so lucky I decided to bind my bunny outfit to my arrow keys. Okay, let's try and get more space here, that way I can better see everything. Yes, yes, you're all so welcome from my wonderful design and forward planning. I don't know why I said forward planning. That doesn't even make context. Point is, you're all welcome for the bunny suit. Yeah, I can probably do the test runs after the fact instead of testing it after every single one. You also exist here. Also, I think it would be really funny if... Yeah, it would be really funny if it was fully possible for a player to just miss out on the imported warning. Ooh, no wait, I shouldn't have copied scene one. Come on. Then I go back here, copy, and then... Oh shoot, how does this look now? Okay, let's test this. Read website. Back. That means read website. Warning. I forgot to add in the... Shit. I forgot I need to put fucking brackets on everything. Good enough. Because if I don't do that, then the text is gonna appear again. Not necessarily a bad thing, just kind of annoying. Okay, now it's gonna be C. Our game moves to scene 2. How does that... God. Need to then go back up here. Do intro. You know, I never thought that... Really, it's just asterisks again, isn't it? That's typically how most programs handle it. That'd be like... Oh. Yeah. Yeah, probably some other command, but I'm not gonna bother trying to figure out how to do italics and bolds. I have to figure out some other way to write it, though. It... Oh, I'm gonna... If I make this any longer... Work something out. Okay, so that doesn't show. Oh, thank God that... Yeah, I'll save this. Good. Oh. Sorry. Spring has not been kind to me. And Alright, variables that can be the deal with soon. Yes, Tiki, I'm making a choose your own adventure game. It's part of my college finals and midterms, and really just my college classes in general. Right. Continue. Right, now I have to do something different, but I'm no longer working in Twine, so setting variables is also different. Okay, just so I can... There we are. And thank you for the hydrate again, Astral. Can I handle it like this? Oh. Figure out how well I remember variables. How will I look at the documentation again? Okay. Got it. Wait, is it equal? No, it's just equals, not equal. Different, it's for something else. Whatever. 0. There we go. Question is, I also do... That is... I had something completely different on my mind. Okay, you have to split them. Everyone ignore that little slip up. This creates... I don't even really know if I'm going to end up using the statistics in the long term, but they're nice to have, just in case. That way I don't have to go all the way back and then identify everything. Oh, no, wait, I also... What else was it? Oh, right. Yeah, fucking allergies. Was I? Right. Oh no, wait, if... Okay, so there it gets set, meaning I could... I mean, does it really make a difference? Because it means just less I have to type out later. Thing is, now I also need to check to make sure that this hasn't screwed up the... spacing. Okay, good. The variables don't take up space. God. Yes, yes, I see the error. Shit. I just realized. How... They need to be different, unless... Ah, God. How... I set a variable... This. No, no, it has to be in... Yeah, it would have to be in the second... But... That would suggest they'd need to be two separate things. Technically, the writing would be the same. It would take up space in the code, but... eh... Okay, yeah, they're gonna have to just be two separate blocks of the same thing. Write it out. Three. One. Three. This would have to go... Oh, shoot, how's it... Shoot, how do you write it again? I've completely forgotten. Hmm. Wait, how? It is plus plus, but... It... Oh, no, no, squiggly brackets! I forgot the squiggly brackets! There we go! I think. No, I don't think. Shit. Oh, I need... Okay, so I need the different squiggly line. Wait, does that mean I don't even need brackets? What if I did... Squiggly line... Oh, okay, there we go. Wait, does that mean I could have done... Squiggly line... worth a shot. And then I need to go... Do I use numbers for the staff? Because the staff and fist variables are only supposed to represent true or false. But I guess... If only for simplicity's sake, so I don't need to remember, oh, this one was supposed to be a boolean, this one was supposed to be an integer, yada yada yada. Just making them all integers for simplicity's sake. After all, I just need them to tag stuff. Good thing this scene is short as fuck. Not that I actually have to type any of it anyways. Although I do need to type... Can anyone guess the heavy-handed reference with these names? Did I? Nah, don't think it's necessary. You, on the other hand... Sort of. Three. Oh. 3. Where is God? Not here, Tiki. Not here. There we go. Both will ultimately be the exact same, but the important thing is that they'd change different statistics. Let's do. God damn it. There we go. But how is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? It's been a while since we've talked. Myself, because of, well, a lot of things. Mainly just being tired from midterms, college, spring. I do hope things have been going better for all of you. Ah, right. I need to set that. Yeah.
Let's play make-believe.
You know, I'm just realizing you all get to see my wonderful writing. I mean, I realized that originally, but it's only really now dawning on me the exact impact of that. Well, regardless, I do hope my writing can be somewhat pique your interest. I'm doing dishes, so going good. Oh, that's nice to hear, Fox. Hey, I could have sworn... never mind. Go. And that leads to these two ends. How did I write C? Ah, shit, No, it should be... No, wait, no, it is E. Shit. No, okay, should be E. Got it. Hmm. I wonder. Okay, you'll have to be slowly wait, that's not how it goes. I'm sorry, I know this probably isn't as exciting as Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm just a bit tired. Huh. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I am building these things bit by bit. I guess that's for the best. Could streamline the process at the very least. Da, 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 da. And you move from A to B. Hmm. I wonder if art stream would be better than this. Not even exactly writing, I'm more so working with code, because I wrote everything beforehand, or at least up to a certain point. I am gonna have to end up start writing in probably in Engine soon once I get to the end of my pre-written stuff. And bots, great. What the? Wow, double hit. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, nice. Thank you, mods. Where was I? I don't know, I always have my doubts when it comes to trying anything new, and this is definitely something very new for me. Not just in terms of doing this on stream, but also content-wise. Content-wise is in the content I'm writing. I mean, there is a reason why I'm not saying anything out loud. Twitch. I'm gonna have to go back and implement all of the variable changes, right? No, wait, no, the variable changes aren't here yet. In D, right? D. Yeah. Okay. So C sets to Oh no, wait, no, that means I need to set this to 1 next. 0. Hmm. Fixes. Then that goes to. Yeah. Also, I need 0 and plus 1. Oh wait, no, it's... Yes. And then I do... Is this how... Okay, this is how you change it, it seems. So, just... Yes. Being 3. Then... Do again... Right. Now I implement scene 3. Shoot, now I have to figure out how the fuck to hide to do if statements. Shit. Okay, it was brackets. What was it? Do it differently. If statements. If statements differently. Maybe I should have made it. Yeah, I should have made them fucking booleans instead of... Ah! Colons. That's what I was missing. It equals... Oof. No. What am I missing? Missing something. Is it the... Is it this? Is this what I'm missing? Or is it the else statement? Else? Okay. This is how it works. Got it. Okay, so I can't do... No, it has to be the other way. No, how do you do... I'm gonna need to set it to... Would that work? I have no idea. Okay, this I need to test. First... Okay, we're gonna need to go back and do testing. Intro warning. Game. Let's see here. Let's just go with this complex. Doesn't matter. At least I get to make sure. Wagon. Okay. Oh, that didn't work as intended. No, wait. 0 is false. Damn it! I forgot. Exclamation. So now if I go back... No, I guess not. How the fuck do I just check equals 0? Okay, plan B. We just switch it to true and false. I'm done dealing with variables. But now, if I do this, that's still not working. Check false. How the fuck do I check false? I mean, I could switch it around. It'd be confusing, but probably simpler. So this sets it. I completely fucked up. Okay, there we go. Now it works as intended. Okay, now this is where I ran out of, or where I've run out of pre-made stuff. Meaning, I'm actually right. Just realized, fuck. Hold on. Damn you, spelling. There we go. Ah. I have to... Would be the... Definitely C. G. Now comes the planning phase. Because now I need to decide, do I actually make this a choice? Because I could make it one of the false choices, where ultimately they both will end up leading to the same scenario. It's a matter of, do I have each choice be exactly the same, or do I... No, I'd have to probably change at least the paragraph. It would have to be... Right. You'll have like one more block of pre-made having it. Much. Well, time for a lot of typing. Hold on. Yeah, that should be angled better. You know, here's a thought, real quick. So, the idea of these simulated worlds has been done before, right? And specifically the idea of a fully simulated, fully immersive MMO or video game world. However, that brings up the question of the NPCs, and really how alive the world is. It's a unique form of Uncanny Valley, wherein instead of the Uncanny Valley being visual, it's more action-based. Like imagine seeing an apple reappear in the same place after someone takes it, or someone hammering at a piece of wood but there aren't any nails. Or even like a brick being placed but then disappearing only for the person to place the brick again. Because those, in video game terms, are just animation loops. So, if you're in a simulated reality, how does an animation loop in a simulated VR scenario would be so fucking weird? Because it would be the imitation of something happening, but nothing ever progressing. I think it's interesting to think about. I'm gonna probably have to turn down the music a bit so I can properly think, because I've no longer got pre-made or pre-written stuff to base my... I had to copy over. So like Skyrim. Yes, imagine living in Skyrim, but not like actually living in Skyrim. Not like actually living in Skyrim. Imagine being in Bethesda's Skyrim. Glitches, bugs, and all. Like, that would be so fucking weird. But that's the thing, like, a lot of stories that deal with VR and simulated realities don't really go over that element. And probably for good reason, like, it's not really that important to the story, which makes me wonder, should I even be bringing it up in my story? Like, what does pointing out this weird simulated reality really do for the story itself? It's not relevant to the themes. It gives the world more description and I guess explains away a certain element of the MMO setting, that being the NPCs. But chances are the players wouldn't even think about that in the first place unless I brought it up, so... Thing is, I'm also doing this thing where every 200 words, or every 100 to 200 words, I make sure to have a split. Or leave a choice. That way my blocks of text don't get over the top or too big. At least for certain things, like defeat scenarios, that's a whole other thing, but... But if I don't point out that, then what would observe the town be? See, this is the issue with when you're trying to... when you have a very specific story in mind, but are making a choose-your-own-adventure game. Granted, yeah, illusion of choice and all that jazz, but... And again, maybe... Actually, I have a better idea. Thematically, the whole idea behind... Where was I? The whole idea behind this shit... Hold on. This is that content is severely limited unless you interact with certain parts of the game. Or as in, if a player... Basically, it's a scenario where if the player doesn't choose to interact with some certain story elements, the game ends up being very linear, fast-tracked, boring. So, the main way to get the additional content and the additional choices is to specifically choose things outside of the comfort zone. So, I could, instead of observe the town, I could have it be, like, go straight to the main quest. So should we observe the players or try interacting with the players? Or I could do it like interact, don't interact, or observe, don't observe. Or, what if I instead flip a coin? No, I can't decide story beats based on a coin flip. I am writing a story here. Okay, how about I rename... You're still gonna be seen... No, wait. Actually, no, yeah. Wait. Fuck. Hold on, what do I name you? Be a bit. Need a look. Okay, so this... From... Where are my notes? Okay... Oh, right, I didn't have it. No, wait, no, I did have a thing. It was a courtyard. Or do I make it a courtyard first? Or do I just pull up a quest log? It really depends on how much I want to focus on like NPCs. But again, the story isn't, the point of the story really isn't to analyze, that's not what I meant to press. The point of the story really isn't meant to scrutinize or analyze the idea of what a simulated NPC is like. It's not that kind of story. It's the story of just someone playing an MMO and interacting with identity. Or interacting with how MMOs will allow you freedom of identity through character customization and anonymity. Anonymity. So it feels like it'd be distracting from the main thing I'm trying to convey if I did focus on the NPCs. Okay. Actually, remove you, because I have this running pattern. There we go. Actually, change you to F. Then you... How many... F. You know, I really probably should do actually use the shorter one, the straightforward. That way I can actually plan around. Or at least I'm not constantly wondering, okay, how many steps ahead do I need to think? F. And instead can just go off of... Right. Okay. Right. Got it. No. I probably won't be... Yeah, okay, I won't be focusing on PCs. And hold on, I have to grab something. Well, much to my chagrin, a pasta salad is not as filling as I thought. So I am now going to be having a Nutri-Grain bar. Hooray! Yeah, Christ. Or should I? Nah. It'll mess up my ordering even more if... Okay, this is probably where my scene organization goes haywire. Okay, now these options I want to stick around, so that would be... Gotcha. And then you go to... Let's just go with... You know what, let's start using numbers again. I know that this is definitely something more experimental for me, but I do still have to ask, how are we feeling about something like this? It probably isn't as exciting as an art stream. Well, an art stream? Exciting? I mean, at least with an art stream, there's the element of the visuals. Here, it's looking at lines of text and blocks of code. Eh. I'd also want to talk more about something, anything, but it's much harder to talk when you're focusing on formulating sentences and words. Shit, is that how you spell monsters? No, I think you'd lose the E. Monstrous. Hmm. I'm gonna have to set all of these too. Means. Actually, shoot. There were really gonna be like 2 side quests, but I mean, I never really fleshed out the third one. It's been a fucking pain. So maybe just these. Yeah. Remember, phrasing is important. If it simply said do quests, that isn't very poignant. It just makes the player think, oh, okay, this is a natural story progression, just do quests. But by saying skip 2 quests, that suggests, oh, I'm skipping something, I'm missing out on information or story if I pick this option. I brought it up a few times before, but React content as a possible thing. Granted, I think the biggest hurdle for me when it comes to React content is... Oh, React content is very much based on expressions, being able to see the face, and VTubers can accomplish it because, well, face tracking. However, I, of course, don't have that. I just don't think I'd feel like it would be a good reaction unless I had, like, a bunch of different expressions I could switch between for my PNG. Because I don't think angry, flabbergasted, smug, and happy are exactly covering the emotional spectrum. Okay, let's see. How do I type this? Mhm. That would be a good look for a quest line. Hmm. Oh, right, a bunch of informational stuff. I mean, I still have to focus on finishing it. But I guess additional information type stuff can be settled later. God, what did I name my precursor ancient one race? Well, it really just was. No, it wasn't the ancestors. I think it was just the precursors. It was. I have notes for a reason. Goddamn. Precursors. Yeah, I did just call them the precursors. Don't you ever notice that whenever there's an ancient civilization, it's always named like the precursors, the founders, the ancients, the ancestors. Like always very vague wording. Granted, I'm not exactly bucking that trend, but I mean, what else are you gonna call your ancient civilization? Mm. On the subject of ride thing, I came. Sorry, just. Is this good? Hmm. I. Hmm. I mean, I still wanted to stream today, just... I'm sorry. I wish I had more on my mind to talk about, but... Hmm. That how you spell retrieve? Oh right, I actually have to do something. Fuck, I forgot I need to set the variables for first exception. Okay, now this should just be a copy of... Oh wait, shoot. Okay, no wait. Okay, yeah, this still works. Then... There we go. Delete you, throw you back. Then after all this, I'm gonna set up the variable. You should be 4. Then you go back. And you should... Right. Var... Ruin... Else. And var... False. Then I need to add in... Say... Right. So that would be... Ruin. These. And then... into ruins. Ah! And you move to scene... I don't fucking know. I need to... I'm gonna end up changing the lettering in anyways, aren't I? Just so it all fits neatly. I don't even know how long observed players is gonna last. I guess I could always bring back the numbering, but... I mean, maybe I could do the numbering. To make it easier. Like, sub-scenes within sub-scenes, but... I'm gonna probably end up doing that, aren't I? Fuck. This would be scene 3H. Don't you just love organization? Where you have to go through every single combination of numbers and letters as your list goes larger and larger. You start off just with numbers, but then you need to separate those numbers. But then you need to group those numbers by lettering, and then you realize that there's only 26 letters, and then you go back to using numbers. But you can't just use numbers, so the coding gets really confusing and blurs together. I end up creating this long string of code to organize everything. Anyways. Alright, I still need to actually have you reset the variable. Means, no wait, you need to be made into wiggly, then ruin equal true. There we go. And you are much the same except for sweets. Equals true. I made it sweets, not sweet. Plural, yes. Well, I guess I can take this moment of time to kind of explain what I'm thinking of when it comes to the setting. I already went over the actual MMO element. But actually, to be honest, now that I think of it, I haven't given that much thought to the setting. Ah, Christ. Like, the most world building I did was like a single enemy that I called a jelly, which is basically the MMO's, or this fictional MMO's equivalent of a slime. I just wanted to call them jelly because of their jellies, whatever. Because the thing that I want, or the gimmick I wanted with my slimes is that they're actually all like Jello, or they're flavored like Jello. So blue jellies taste like blue raspberry, pink tastes like strawberry, red is cherry, green is lime, etc., etc. It's just a random thing I thought would be really funny. I mean, anyone else think that slimes in a lot of games kind of look like Jello, or does anyone else... Am I the only one who makes that connection? Oh, hey, Swell, welcome in. But yeah, am I the only one who kind of sees a slime in a game and wonders, okay, but what does it taste like? Like, could you cook it? Or is it just acid, or could you cook it? Yeah, see, Swell agrees with me. Slime looks like Jello. Like, who hasn't who hasn't looked at a slime? See, even Fox agrees. Warcraft's a bit iffy, but I'll still count that. I think that's something that could be really interesting. Oh, I remember another enemy I made. So you know how people always say, like, chickens are the closest relatives to T-Rexes? Well, I created a monster that I wanted to use it in a D&D campaign, but never got the chance to, but I called it the Foul Tyrant. However, I would always try to pronounce it as so it be like foul, as in something that is foul. Smells foul, is foul, foul soul, like that. So it creates this thing like, oh, this must be a really scary monster, the Foul Tyrant. Oh, what monster could possibly be named that? And then it's just a giant chicken. And then the joke is that it isn't foul as an F-O-U-L, but rather foul as an F-O-W-L. As Foul Tyrant. Giant chicken, or tyrant chicken. It's clever, right? Also, what do you mean tastes like booger? What does it even taste like? Oh god, I'm gagging just thinking of it. Well, what do you mean, It's a clever pun! It's a clever pun! It plays on the joke, or it plays on the idea of chickens being related to Tyrannosaurus Rexes. And it's clever wordplay. Foul. Yeah. God damn it. Still struggle to say it. I swear, every time I tried to say foul. Remember who you are? What? Oh god. Oh, right. Fucking that. Oh god. Anyway. Wait, so yeah, that was... Behold the brilliance of my DMing skills. Actually, honestly, I have actually... Yeah, god, words. I remember in the past was really into slimes, actually. I'm not disagreeing, questioning the idea of if the booger. Yeah, I'm not making... No, I'm not... No. But I actually did theorize a lot about slime enemies when I was younger, mostly because I was really into like physics and chemistry videos when I was younger. So I came up with the idea of slime, but made out of vinegar, so that when you threw baking soda on it, it explodes. I don't know, I just thought that would be just a neat gimmick for a slime monster. Oh, or another one, a slime monster made... So that's why you have gigantic boobs. I don't see how being interested in chemistry and slime correlates to having big tits. But I failed. I don't see the connection. Is it? Yes, physics. That's the reasoning. But what was it? God, What is that? Oh, there's a specific term for it. Cornstarch and water. Or a substance that is liquid when pressure isn't applied, but behaves like a solid when pressure and force is applied. What do you mean no? Am I missing something? Did I do a stupid? Did I miss something? Non-Newtonian fluid, that's what it's called. Yeah, so imagine a slime made of non-Newtonian fluid. Why the gun? Why the gun, Warcraft? Oi. Anyways, imagine a slime made out of non-Newtonian fluid. The harder you try to strike at it, your attacks just bounce back. Like, that would be such a cool concept. Never figured out how you had to defeat it, though. Is the thing. Like, I mean, I guess it could. It wouldn't really stop, like, piercing or slashing weapons. It would only be immune to bludgeoning weapons, if I'm being honest. What if you slash it, but really slowly? Yeah, that would honestly probably be how you have to actually deal with it. Slashing and piercing type stuff. And there was one other, but what was it? Oh! The other idea I had was magnetic fluid. It was honestly an even dumber idea, but it was basically just a slime that turned into a solid ball when exposed to magnets. It was a part of this really convoluted encounter I had, where there would be magnetic rocks that the players would have to throw at the slimes in order to basically stun them. I came up with a lot of very stupid slime enemies, but there's so much you can do when you just realize that slimes are liquid-ish. So you can apply all sorts of different liquids to slime. Like, imagine a slime made out of oil, or a slime made out of, I don't fucking know, chlorine. Poisonous slime, it's made out of chlorine. Slime Rancher be like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, Slime Rancher, I completely forgot about that thing. I have a lot to consider on my what I want to play list. Cause Lunch Break Tactics is out, Far Far West is out, I'm in the midst of midterms and finals are coming upon me very quickly, so I probably won't actually have the time to really play any of them until summer, and chances are I won't really even be getting them until the summer sale. Although I should, oh no, I should, okay, it ends on May 5th if I remember. I should get the Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist game. That is definitely something I'm grabbing before the sale ends, or its current discount ends. Anyways, where was I? Right. So, observe players. What about a slime made of antimatter? Antimatter isn't a liquid. How? Antimatter slime. How? That wouldn't work. I mean, I kind of already made that, just not a slime. It was a sentient black hole. Well, a sentient black... It wasn't exactly a black hole, it was a god of oblivion that just so happened to look similar to a black hole. And also... But it didn't even really behave like a black hole, because it didn't... I mean, I based the design itself off of it being a black hole, with the dark core and then the ring of light around it. But it was more like this giant floating eye with tendrils of light that it would use to just erase anything it touched. Anyways, where was I? Alright. Wait, does this... Oh no, I need you to also be pluses. Otherwise, it's gonna get really awkward. Or at least the accept things don't need to be pluses, but the back options should definitely be pluses. That way they don't fucking disappear and break the game. And then observe players. Shoot, what do I do about this one? I also really have to question what I'm allowed to write on Twitch. I mean, I haven't really gone too far yet. Besides, it would... I mean, okay, yes, but technically I'm within Twitch guidelines. I've covered stuff up according to their chart. Yes. Yes, thank you for the medal. What do you mean shaking your head? It works, it works, it counts. Shoot. What to actually do here? Should quickly, probably just save project real quick. Always good to save, folks. So you go to scene 3G, so that would mean 1, 2, 3. Nope. Can't forget this uppercase. Now, writing this scene. Oh boy. I mean, there's only really stuff to do if... Oh, that's where the else statement comes in. Fuck. Do. How do I actually write this? Okay, let's face it, if an MMO like this did exist, you know for a fact that everyone would be trying to make the most over-the-top character imaginable. Well, not exactly. Okay, because that's the other element of this story that I wanted to look into. But I was thinking, well, if we're going with the MMO route, of course everyone's going to go with crazy. see proportions, crazy hair, different colored, yada yada yada. But then you have to consider, this is not just an MMO, right? It is a full dive MMO, meaning your body changes according... How to explain? You aren't just a character on a screen anymore. You now become a whole... It's a new body that you genuinely experience. Hey, Clock, would you go with a slime made of milk? I mean, okay, fun. This might, ironically enough, I'm not actually a big fan of milk. Unless it has unless it's chocolate milk or strawberry milk. But if it's just like plain milk, I don't like plain milk. What if the milk okay, definitely not. Why? No. No, I'm not having expired milk. Okay. Ugh. But yeah, I don't know. Slime made of milk. I don't really think that would have like any necessary, any unique properties. I mean, maybe it's good against enemies that use spice, but I don't know. But yeah, good thing... God, why? I don't... Random fun fact about me. I'm not a big fan of milk. Except chocolate milk, strawberry milk, ice cream. Basically anything that isn't just milk. What do you mean, boo? Just straight milk is boo. It just doesn't taste that good. You know? It needs... The chocolate and strawberry gives it flavor. Makes it so much better. Or, well, it gives it a decent flavor. What was I talking about before? Ah, right. Okay, so we have to think about it like this. You have a full dive VR setup. You are being put into a body that you can fully feel. Like, genuine. Like, you can feel all the sensations, you are looking from the body. It isn't just a character you are watching on a screen anymore. You are that person, that body, that character. Would people still be as crazy as they usually are in an actual MMO? Because you now have that element of uncomfortability, that sense of your body being separate. I mean, that is... How to really explain what I'm getting at? Yeah, it would be cool, but also you have to question how many people would actually go for it. Like, it's a sliding scale. Would people change how they look altogether, have completely different bodies? Or would they try to stay within the bounds of comfortability? Choose things that are a bit, maybe not closer to how they look, but maybe a bit closer to them proportionally. Anatomy-wise. I actually had an entire scene plan explaining... Okay, so here's... It would be a 50-50. Yeah, probably. But... Okay. How to explain? There is one scene that I was considering to kind of look at or address this. Because... How many people would pick a character of the other gender in this scenario? That is one of the big questions I was wondering was this. Like, don't get me wrong, there would still be plenty of people doing that. For one reason or another. But... It would still be one hell of a hurdle unless you were really... Well, unless you were really dedicated to that, how to say. Basically, this... I don't know, it became this whole thing of me trying to explain why there was a large... Basically trying to explain why there were still people playing male characters, or why there was a large male character base versus female, when usually in MMOs you probably see the opposite. Actually, what are the actual statistics on that? Like, male to female characters in an MMO? Hold on, let me... There's no way there hasn't been some kind of study on that. Give me a second. Ratio. Okay, let's just go with World of Warcraft. Because, I mean, it's World of Warcraft. 60 to... No, wait, that's fucking... Aha! This is a forum post. Oh, okay. What's this emote? What do you mean this is fine? Yeah, this is more a character class choice. Ah. Okay, this looks it. No, this isn't. Okay, Jesus Christ, I can't. Oh. The lengths I was going to... Okay, see, this is the other issue I face when it comes to a lot of my writing. I try to explain every little creative decision in world, you know? Like, why are... How to God, how to explain? The NPC thing. God, fucking focus. God. The NPC thing. Why do I feel the need to explain how the NPCs operate? Describe how the simulation itself is, when that isn't actually relevant to the story at hand? Same thing with this. I don't need to explain, like, male to female character ratios, but for some fucking reason I do it anyways, or I want to do it, come up with ideas of how to explain it, but I don't need to explain every little thing in my setting. Chances are most readers probably don't even think about that unless the writer brings it up. I mean, sure, there's always that small percentage that are going to ask the question. But even then, like, do you even really need the answer for that small percentage? Ugh. God, I am tired. And to think, this all came from the fact that I'm just trying to write out how players behave in this kind of setting. Player choices, I wonder though. I don't think I was able to successfully explain a single thing I was talking about. I am rambling on way too much. I forgot to use the capitalization. Actually, when creating a character, for any of you, not just MMOs, but for anyone who has ever played a game with a character customization system or character creator, what do you usually try to go with when creating a character? you try to make it look similar to you? Do you like to prefer to make it look similar to other characters in media you like? Do you make it like your OCs? For me, it's usually OCs. And when I play Pokemon, I usually pick the female. But I mean like customization, so, well, more later Pokemon. What exactly inspires your decision making for things like cosmetics, hair shape, skin color, specific clothing? I know a lot of people out there actually do design their characters to look like themselves rather than be completely fictionalized. Plenty of people I've seen also try to make their characters akin to existing media. I think the two most common are sometimes half OC, half me. Oh! I think the two most common is for people to either make their characters look like themselves or look like original characters. Although I do also group in, within the OC section, I also group in the people who kind of just like scrolled through the character choices and just picked whatever they thought looked good. Which is a valid way to make a character, just go through the options, pick whatever you like. I mean, that counts as an OC. Sure, it's maybe not an OC in how we would probably think of it as this pre-created character that you post up on DeviantArt, but it's still technically an original character made by you and the character creator. And then there's that small subsection of folks who are making characters to look like characters from other media. A lot of Devil May Cry fans try to make Dante and Virgil, I notice. Especially in MMOs. I was gonna write everyone looked like they'd be the protagonist in a anime, but that just means they'd all look the same and be like scrawny with black hair and the exact same cut. I'm so dumb. I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And set of spells and pass. Ah, don't worry. If you're playing Goat format, that's a perfectly valid play. Honestly. Yeah, everyone looked like an anime character, so they all have black hair and a stupid haircut. I say stupid, but honestly, Hype Evil. That is an interesting emote. Yeah. You know, it's honestly funny to think that like, anime has this reputation. Well, I guess it has two reputations that are kind of contradictory. When I can make myself a character, then I usually go with the girls. Ah, okay. I see as well. Well, actually, it's been a while since I've played any game with character customization. Last one I played was an MMO, Phantasy Star Online, New Genesis. God, I did love that game, but I just couldn't keep up with the MMO grind. But a lot, except if the boy is handsome. Oh. But yeah, I put a lot of effort getting the cosmetics from my Phantasy Star Online character. Kind of a shame that I fell out of the game. I'm thinking of like picking it back up once I graduate. Impossible. What do you mean impossible? Like, are you replying to my comments, or is that impossible an add-on to your previous comments as well? To mine. Ah. I mean, sometimes the guide options can look nice. I mean, I wouldn't really play them, but that's a different thing. Where was I? Where was I? Right. There's this weird contradictory stereotype to anime. The overly complex design versus the copy and paste design. Like, I'm sure we've all seen the meme of the... God. Of the generic isekai anime protagonist. Black hair, black coat, and somehow they all have the exact same or similar haircut. That kind of a protagonist. But then you also add the whole, like, crazy hairstyle stereotype of anime protagonist. Where they all have these, like, elaborate, really colorful hairstyles. Or really just elaborate designs. Overly designed at times. Nowadays you get that more with the side characters, to be honest. Bruh, all protags look the same? Yes, to a degree. But I mean, come on. You gotta admit, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Protagonists all looked unique from each other. And they all had the running trope of the over-the-top pointed hair. Which was a lot more common in older anime, I find. That's not an isekai. Okay, yes, I'm kind of like comparing... I'm talking more about anime stereotypes in general. There is a common trope of anime isekai protagonists looking all the same, but then you have the wider anime trope of eccentric and over-the-top designs. Which, talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, I know. But I was talking... Basically, there are two big stereotypes. Have you seen Tenma Who the fuck is that? From Digimon Outbreak. This will either be incredibly boring or... Oh. Honestly, I've seen crazier. That... It looks like someone with messy hair just dyed it. I mean, I could see... Well, maybe not someone with this exact hair, but, I mean, comparatively... Hold on. I guess for those of you who don't know what this character we're talking about is, save image. Not create. God damn it. Okay, go to top folders. Other people's. Show stream. Save. Dude, can I even select web files in this? Yeah, don't mind that. Okay, so this is the character we're talking about, and this is the hair we're talking about. Honestly, not that crazy by anime standards. Still crazier than most isekai protagonists, though. Oh, I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, this is a pretty good hairstyle. Same hairstyle, by the way. As in, you have the same hairstyle? Well, if you can feel in-game having the next parts would make some people curious. Reminds me to Yugi. Oh, yeah. I see it. I kind of see it. In-game sex parts would make people curious. Yeah, I really like this anime. Digimon? Hey, Crow, welcome in. And why are you laughing at me? Why are you laughing at me? Look, yeah. Where was I? I'm in the bunny suit because I'm using the arrow keys a lot. So, eat break to be specifically. Huh. You know, since I'm playing the Digimon card game, I should probably give the anime a try. Well, one of the anime a try. Apparently there's a lot of that. Yes, Crow, what's your question? I didn't know anything about Digimon, to be honest. Oh, so you just like the character? Or just like the game? Right, they're games. I forgot. Or no. Wait, then why? Oh, for your story, Crow. I'm working on the idea that his village gets destroyed and a female from his past searches to find him. Oh, the franchise. Oh, I get it just well. Okay. So, and I would add in and the question. Just had to quickly pick someone for the meeting. I just really like Tomorrow. Huh. Anything, Roxanne, you head out to drive home? Alright, you have a safe trip. You have a safe trip, Astral, and thanks for the hydrate. Would it be considered in bad taste if females of his clan evolved to only have half a transformation? Like ears, tail, claws? Honestly, I have gotten to a point in my creative endeavors where I've kind of just stopped caring about what would and wouldn't be in taste. I mean, I'm writing fucking erotica. So. Taste goes right out the window for me, honestly. It's kind of right. Okay. It's kind of right whatever I deem is what I want. So if that's what you want, because they're main fighters. I mean, if that's what you want for your story, then go right ahead. It's your work. That's my view on it. I only asked this because having two of his kind would be kind of op in a sense. I mean, that you can include that as an explanation. I don't know why, but this line specifically, everyone looked like they'd be look like they'd be a protagonist in an anime. That leaves so much to question. Like, does that mean they all look like the generic isekai protagonist? Does that mean they all look crazy? Does that mean any of them can stand out? I played an MMO where people were creating all sorts of crazy shit, to be honest. By the way, CW. Wait, what? Do you like to write? Oh yeah, I've taken creative writing classes, done my own writing work. I haven't really posted or published anything, mind you. It's more of a hobby, similar to my art, but I've posted my art. This is part of creative writing. Well, it's not part of creative writing, it's a subject of creative writing. I'm rambling. Oh, thank you, Swell. Yeah, creative writing is fun. Fun. Where was I? You know, I have... The thing is, the MMO I'm familiar with a sci-fi MMO compared to the fantasy MMO here. How can you really I mean, words cannot be seen as a piece of art unless you actually read. Dang. I mean, that is some high-level philosophy that I am currently too tired and scatterbrained to address well, unfortunately. Currently all of my brain power is being dedicated to how the fuck do you describe people in an MMO. Granted, I probably don't need to be that over the top with the description, because this is supposed to be the starting town. Like, you'd be more likely to find crazy cosmetics in whatever is considered a main city. Because there are certain sections of the world, of an MMO world, that people kind of gather around, or are seen as central hubs. I mean, in Warcraft, you have, like, Stormwind and whatever the Horde capital is. Art equals drawing. Okay. Also art, writing, yes. You know, I just realized I only know World of Warcraft and Phantasy Star Online. Never got into the Final Fantasy MMO, to be honest. I tried it, though. I tried it, just, I don't know, it couldn't keep me hooked. And I guess at the time I already had Phantasy Star Online, so I wasn't really in the mood to get into another MMO. And I also tried out this MMO, what was it? But it's faster to see a drawing than reading. Oh, that's what you mean, swell. Okay, yeah, I see that. Wait, there was another MMO. What was it? Torem Online! That was the other MMO I played. But I decided... yeah, I guess that's a story for another time. I had an MMO phase in my early college years where I was looking around for MMOs that I wanted to play. Phantasy Star Online was my main one. Played a bit of Torem, tried out World of Warcraft, and the Final Fantasy. Did you play? I never played the original or the second one. I specifically played Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. Mostly because that character had all my cosmetics and they had the most recent classes. No, that's fuck. Like a lot of technical stuff or small things I leave out, but it's mainly because I just can't explain every single nuance of what the MMO doesn't and doesn't include, and what the differences between Phantasy Star 2 and Phantasy Star New Genesis are. But to summarize everything, I played Phantasy Star Online New Genesis. And I was damn proud of the character I made. Not your style? Yeah, that's fair. It is... Oh, I can't explain it, if I'm being honest. It's fun. I liked it. I liked the combat system. I liked the cosmetic system. It was so much fun for my character in her very revealing cosmetics to also be fighting these giant robots. But it is really fun. It is. I mean, this entire... Anyways. I mean, starting town. Would higher level players would really... I guess you'd see some higher... Why is nobody talking about PO2? I don't know. It's because most of the focus and development is on New Genesis, and New Genesis has... not controversies, but it has a tumultuous reputation. It's not controversial, it's just... a lot of people think there isn't enough content. Grant 2 is New Genesis. No, there is a separation. There is a separation between Phantasy Star 2 and Phantasy Star 2 New Genesis. No, what do you mean no? I mean, I know that they're part of the same game, but they're... Hold on. I could have sworn... Hold on, now I need to check this. Yes, yeah, okay, yeah. PSO2 New Genesis is different from 2. Basically, New Genesis was a sort of, not reboot, but a pseudo-sequel to... It's like calling Overwatch 2. Again, not exactly. Because it is a new storyline, new location, new characters, the whole shebang. But they just didn't call it 3, basically. It is, in essence, Phantasy Star Online 3, but it just continuing off of what PSO2 had, but it isn't called 3. Because the storyline, again, story is different, so PSO2, 2. Exactly. Different storyline, different characters, some different classes, some classes added back from 2, but different location as well, and I'm pretty sure different enemies. I wonder if I should go back to Phantasy Star Online. A lot of memories. A lot of memories. A lot of people. Yeah. Anyways, I'm getting completely sidetracked and very tired. Where was I? What was I? When was I? I can't remember. This music makes me want to play Prank Kids. Finally, this music is from Day Shift at Freddy's, Dave's theme. And Dave, or Tunes. Yeah. Oh god, Day Shift at Freddy's was one hell of a ride. Never played it myself, but I know of its reputation. Yikes? What do you mean, yikes? I forgot what you just said. Ah. I was saying a lot of nothing as I was just kind of rambling around. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. Oh, true, false. Got it. Doesn't matter at all. Yeah, if you forgot, it probably didn't matter. That's... Okay. Now then, where was I? Or how was I? What? Sorry. Right. Just realized I have right and right. Are the RPG elements in the game you're making? Attribute, stats, inventory? Yes and no. They are not built-in mechanics like you would say an actual RPG, but they are referenced in the writing and are accounted for as attributes. Basically, how to explain? Think of, instead of having an actual inventory that is logged in the game itself. The inventory is more so simulated through the storytelling. So in a game, like in a traditional RPG game, you would have something like go to chest, collect item, put item in your inventory, and that item is logged in a list of your inventory, and then you can use that item in a variety of different ways. Versus what I'm doing here, it's more like the character does interact with the chest, does get that item, but there isn't an actual inventory. It's merely an element of the story, or a part of the story. Granted, there are stats and variables and all that jazz, but that's mostly as a way for me to keep track of scenes and how the story progresses, and as well as a way to create scenarios where certain options become only available under certain conditions. Was I? Right. Writing time. Shit. Think. Let's think. How would people react to this kind of character? Because on the one hand, this kind of character wouldn't be too... But how exaggerated would people get in a game? I am overthinking this way too fucking much. Okay. I'm just wondering, because, God, the designs I've seen from PSO2, or from Fantasy Star Online, they can get really creative and really crazy, which makes me... What am I listening? This would be Defernal Hotshot. Hold on, I'm trying to find the original maker. Wait a bit. Saga. S-A-G-A exclamation mark. Defernal Hotshot by Saga. Which chapter? Oh, no, not a chapter of Deltarune. It's a fan chapter. Defernal is basically the, it's the Underfell equivalent of Deltarune. In fact, even the name, Defernal, is an anagram of Underfell. But it honestly takes a different approach than what Underfell did, where Underfell just kind of made everyone like really edgy and moral opposites. Defernal instead decided to take all of the characters' worst attributes and just up them to 11 while completely removing any redeeming qualities. Well, kind of. It just made the characters more extreme and lashing out more. It's not as bad as it sounds. From what I understand, Defernal takes the character's worst traits and amplifies them, which is still fairly interesting and better than what Underfell did, because a lot of the Underfell characters feel like completely different characters with no connection to their originals, whereas Defernal's characters are more like what would happen if these characters made all the wrong decisions and never questioned themselves. For instance, Tenna, instead of being based off a TV show host, is instead more like a news propagandist. In fact, there's a lot more focus on the news in Inferno for the TV world, with Tenna instead focusing on creating shocking headlines and fear-mongering in order to keep people's attention. Spamton in Infernal is an even sleazier salesman than he was in the original. And then I'm trying to remember. I honestly don't know what changes Defernal made to Jevil. I think Jevil was just more violent. Eh. Got it. Ish. How do I don't know, it feels like the writing might be a bit more awkward. I have ideas of what to write, but they all sound so awkward. Saying male and female in the writing itself, not referencing some kind of mechanic or referencing the options of the game, feels a bit heavy-handed. Maybe I should just use something more vague, something more general. I keep hitting my mic. I also just realized I need to remove that or else I'm gonna forget. Having two sentences start with right does not make sense. I'm trying to recall. Hmm. I don't think the commas. I always use commas for these kind of, but I think. Oh. Much better. I've been out of the loop for a minute. What are we talking about? Are we talking about Undertale AU? Swell just asked what music, or asked, God, words. Swell asked what music was going on in the background. It was, Saga's, or, it was, God, it was the big shot from Defernal by Saga. God, that is a jumble of words, isn't it? Big shot from Defernal by Saga. That. I swear, anyone not in the loop would just hear complete and utter gibberish. It does sound like complete and utter gibberish whenever you explain all of these AUs and whatnot. Like, imagine explaining Deltarune to someone who's never even heard of Undertale. Okay, I'm gonna just say place hold and go else. Then shit. Also need. There we go. That's what I was missing the first time. So I'll use that too many. I'm gonna be using that way too many times. Then this will lead to scene F. How much of a split do I want here? Might as well go check. Make sure the... F3G. Yes. Oh, because it deletes it, I can't go back and... I have to restart it. Or is it... Is it because I saved? So how do I reset the test? Shit, hold on. God. Okay, I think I need to like close and reopen it. Hold on. And then, oh, correctly, folders are good. Gone to game. Bank file. I'm sorry, what? Okay, hold on. There we go. There we go. Now I just need... Where's the story test? God damn it. It's because... No, I have end at the end here. Okay. Shit. Wait, is this the reason why everything's broken? This one... Oh, Matt, I had an unsent message in chat. Ignore that. Ah. Okay, that was the reason why everything broke up. One error. Okay, let's just... Game. I just need to quickly run through and make sure... everything runs as necessary. Placehold, got it. Works. Make sure that also works. I just realized it didn't reconnect. Fuck. There we go. God, why is it struggling to write? Shoot, I have that meeting. Meaning I probably have to call it here so I can get ready. Well, that was certainly an interesting experiment for a stream. Not sure if I would do this again. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could have gone worse. I mean, considering my history. At the very least I got some assignment work done. Oh, there's that. But regardless... right, I need to fix chat real quick. Well, thank you for being here, Warcraft, and thank you for being here, Swell, Fox, Tiki, Link, Astral, everyone who came. I know this wasn't the stream I had promised. Well, this wasn't whatever Wednesday. This wasn't the Yu-Gi-Oh stream. Oh, hey, Lucario. Yeah, shame. Today was... Sorry, Lucario. I have a meeting I have to get ready for. Just came back from the movies. Oh, what movie did you watch? Went to see Michael. Oh, how'd that go? Copy. So good. I haven't really heard of it myself. Hold on, chat is going to disappear for a bit. There we go. And if I'm correct, it should be back to the left side. Yep. And sorry that I'm ending stream early. And sorry that it isn't the Yu-Gi-Oh stream. Just, I both needed to get some assignment work done and just needed something more relaxing than Yu-Gi-Oh. I wonder if I will ever do this again. Things to consider for the future, I suppose. Thank you, Lucario, and thank you for dropping by. For those of you who watched us on YouTube, thank you and good night.